Welcome to Barbershop Talk, presented by PlugTalkSports and Grumman Barbershop. Today's guest is Shawn O'Gorman, former FIU football player, now agent dealing with NFL and NIL. Shawn, man, thank you for just taking the time tonight and being here, man. Oh, I got you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you having me on. It's a pleasure,
course.
bro. Glad I'm looking forward to it for sure. So,
first question I want to ask you, man.
Okay.
So you played at FIU. So we were kind of there around the same time when you played. We talked right before we started. I was commentating with AJ Ricketts. I was kind of starting off my career.
Right.
Do you miss it, man? Do you miss playing football?
You know, it's a tough one, right? So I'll tell you this is like, do I miss it? A little bit.
Yeah.
But like, the one thing you miss is the guys. You miss the locker room. You miss the talks and the trips. It's like, I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, there is no way I can remember a score of a game. There's no way. Like, it's just not happening. We, you know, FAU, it doesn't matter. FAU and Miami, I can't remember the score. But, like, the celebrations in the locker room, winning bowl games, seeing guys get drafted. Like, that's what you miss, but I guess on where I do now is you still see that.
Yeah,
so, you know,
you're still around it.
Yeah,
you're still around the game.
I'm just not so, like, involved as, like, on the team. But, you know, now I'm on the other side of the grass.
So our team now is I'm an FIU graduate as well. 3-1. What are you thinking of the Panthers so far this year?
I'll admit, I think I was a little harsh on them last year.
Same.
I will admit, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm a proud alumni of some pretty damn good teams there.
Yeah.
So I've been impressed, man. I think that I think they've done a really good job in the transfer portal, getting some guys. Obviously, unfortunately, you've had some guys that have left, but I would say this, man, and especially about these teams in South Florida. There's so much talent down here. So many 2-stars, 3-stars that are, you know, if they were in Cali or Texas, maybe they're 4-stars. Yeah. And it's like, for example, you know, we were just talking about it. You get a quarterback like Lights Out, who at once was an Auburn commit. I don't know what happened, but regardless, he's where he is now. You know, gets his number called, makes the most of his opportunity. Like, to me, hats off to that kid. Like, that's awesome, right? And, you know, I think there's always going to be talent down here, especially in Conference USA. It's like, we would get the guys because in Conference USA, you want to go to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and play from Middle Tennessee, or you want to go to Bowling Green, Kentucky, or El Paso, Texas, or you want to go to Miami. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
You know, it was a very easy decision for me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I went down and made my visit here. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is
where I'm
this
staying.
is where I need to be. And, you know, 8 years later, I'm still here. So, when it comes to the team, man, they got it rolling. They just got to keep it going, man. It's I always say this to my players, is like, it's hard to win. Like, it's not easy to win, especially in Division I. It doesn't matter if you're damn Conference USA, Sun Belt, SEC, Sundays, you know, it's hard to win. Yeah. So, you know, I always say the 5 P's: proper preparation prevents poor performance. So, like, as long as you're preparing properly, you should prevent the poor performance. So, I think they've done that so far. Little hiccup versus La Tech, and you know, I think the win versus UConn was big because on my end, a little more tapped into the who's who. UConn's got some guys that are going to be pretty damn big draft picks.
And they came into this place last year and they won.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of them. I mean, UConn's got damn a DN that's probably looks like he should be a draft pick. They got a guard there, Christian Haynes, who is going to be a draft pick. Very great player. You know, and some talent, some younger talent, a tight end they got there, Justin Jolly, that's really good. So it's like when you're really thinking about FIU, I don't know if they have so much draftable talent per se, truthfully, but what I would tell you is when they stack up versus teams with draftable talent, well, the team is better. Yeah. So to me, you know, if you would have said, would they beat UConn, I'd have been like, hey, flip a coin, you know, like, and then they dominated UConn, right? But it all goes back to the quarterback play and how they've played. So, man, I'm pleased. I hope they keep it rolling. You know, they're halfway there for bowl eligibility.
I know. I was telling these guys the other day. I was like, oh man, right? Hey, I was there.
I mean, especially like you got to think about it. It's like if you win 3 of the first 4, you know what you got? 6, 7 left.
Yeah.
Just gotta win half.
Yeah.
And like a bowl game at FIU is big. It's huge for recruiting, man.
100%.
It's so big because I know when my first year was with Ron Turner, and we were bad. Our team was great, but our performance horrible. And that's when we had John Smith, we had Alex Magoo, we had some guys.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens, Thomas Owens, jeez. Thomas Owens, Alex Gardner, who was an all-conference player. We had the guys, great online, and a group of young guys that were phenomenal, which obviously were the building blocks for next year's, but we did not play very well. Lost to UMass, got slaughtered by UCF. And then I know after the UMass game, Ron Turner, first head coach, fired. It's unfortunate news, but you know what? We had Ron Cooper step up, and we believed in him like crazy. He was energetic, he was active, and I want to say we went on to win 2 games, fizzled a little bit in the end, and we're like 1 away from bowl game. We won 5 games, but when you really think about when Butch came in, like I tell people all the time, I respect the hell out of Butch Davis.
And that's something I was going to ask you.
Like,
I wanted to ask you, how was it playing under Butch Davis?
I tell you what, I don't want to say like word for word, but when something like this, his first meeting with us is like, I don't care what happened in the past. I'll never do anything with you guys that doesn't relate to winning. And to some people, it's like, oh, it's so generic. But not at all. For us, because we didn't win much.
Yeah.
And we had all the talent in the room. Like, you can't tell me that the teams we played had more talent. There's no way.
Yeah.
But for us, like, hearing that, we're like, because obviously he had a big, that dude walks in the room, you're like, oh, shit, that's Butch Davis, like, that's a GOAT right there.
Yeah.
And then eventually you get to know him, it's like, yeah, that's just Butch, But when he first got there, it's like, and a guy like that with that perception and persona to tell you, like, I'm never going to do anything with you guys that doesn't relate to winning. For us, it's like, that switch was flipped. That was it. That was done. It was done.
I won't lie to you. First time I met Butch, I got comfortable after working. Right. I got comfortable. First time I met him, it was a little intimidating. I'm a Cowboys fan, so
dude, he's awesome.
I saw his Cowboys Super Bowl ring on, and I was like geeking out. I was like, oh my God, it's Butch Davis.
Yeah, the only thing we're gonna do is win. That's all we're gonna do. That dude is awesome, bro. And, he changed the culture, man, and we really. Definitely. We had what we had. We brought in guys, and, at the end of the day, we believed. And, it's like people are like, oh, they won 8 games that first year. And for us, it's like, we should have won 10. We should have won 11. We should have won them all.
Yeah.
And that was the first time we had a taste of, like, a bowl.
Yeah.
I know, unfortunately, we lost the Gasparilla Bowl, but I think if we have Alex Magoo the whole game, we get the W. But then we go to the Bahamas and get the dub the next year. So
I agree.
It was all like, it's a process, man.
Yeah.
This is it's a process over the prize, So it's like, that's what makes winning those the bowl games so much sweeter because, some of those guys like Alex Magoo's gone, but like, I guess you could say like some of the older guys, I guess I was an older guy at that point.
Yeah.
We went through the ringer, like we were bad, and then we were
solid,
and then we were good, and then, we were really good, beating Miami and these different things, and it's like, you talk about, do I miss it? No, I don't miss it, but like, those moments, that celebration, those different, like, yeah, bro, you miss those things for sure.
Now, were you part of that 2019 team that beat Miami?
I was hurt, but yeah.
How was that feeling, like, after
it was great.
Winning that
but that's
game.
The thing is, like, it's kind of like one of those things you've built to do it. Like you built to kind of that was the expectation. You know, and it's like we didn't think we would lose. Everyone else, Vegas, everybody, we got no shot.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we were odds wise. We were probably plus 28 underdogs. And seeing Anthony Jones run up that sideline.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, man,
I remember.
we got these boys. It's a wrap. We got them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know that one meant a lot to Butch, so that was cool.
100%.
So, you know, that's good stuff right there. Like, that stuff you'll never remember. I'll take that to the grave, you know.
Me too.
I see those guys sometimes and, like, passing or
Yeah.
somewhere, and it's like, that's the stuff you talk about.
Yeah.
That's the things that you remember, you know.
So, you're done at FIU. What got you, tell me, kind of run through it, what got you to becoming a sports agent?
Okay, so honestly, I was done playing. I got hurt a lot. So I kind of was like, all right, I'm done. Like, look at me, I'm 5'8", and, you know, I ain't making the NFL. So I realized that quick. I'm not a dreamer. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So I ended up working corporate world, went to work AT&T, got my degree. You know, thought that was that's the paper route, right?
That's the route.
Yeah, it's the paper route. So I started doing that, and good money, just didn't love it. So stopped, made some money, saved some money, went into open my own business. Of course, a 22-year-old mistake. I tried to open the sexiest business in Miami of jet skis, boats, and yachts. It was great. Once again, didn't love it.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't come from money. So money to me, like, don't get me wrong, money is very important.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't really move me because I'm not like, I wasn't raised with it. You know? I wasn't I don't see it. I never grew up with it. So once again, you know, got out of that. And then I kind of went through a little period, like, at the end of that, and I was like, man, something's just, I'm not getting out of bed with the juice anymore. You know, like, I'm just collecting,
don't feel motivated.
punching the clock right now.
Yeah,
so, you know, I said, like, you know, I wasn't one of those guys that watch Jerry Maguire and were like, I'm gonna get a sports agent. No, okay. And by the way, no, my life is not Jerry Maguire. Okay.
Or like Ballers with The Rock.
No, it's not. Okay. Similar, but no, show me the money shit. But what I was saying is the one thing missing was sports, bro.
Yeah.
And I realized that if I work with AT&T, and I love business, I love negotiating, I love closing, because I was sales there.
Yeah.
And then I kind of developed a team that I would run the sales team. I love sales. I love teaching. I love teaching people about closing. Like, I'm one of those guys, like, that feeling of the close is like that's the feeling for me, you know, like closing, like putting that pen to paper. Oh, that feels good. So I started looking around, and I thought it was going to be so easy to get a job in sports. I'm a guy that played. I know these connections. I got these guys.
It's a tough world, man.
Oh, dude, it was impossible. I applied all over the country, and I got an email back from First Round Management, and you know, I went in, did an interview. I remember kind of asking, like, okay, what does someone like me get paid?
Yeah.
And they're like, paid? You're an intern. And that was like the hardest pill for me to swallow. Was like, I just own my business.
Yeah.
Cashing my own checks.
Yeah.
And now I'm an intern, working for free, pushing coffees.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, we had a fighter my first week. My job was literally to sit at the front desk, greet everyone, learn, but also, you know, do the service work, which I'll explain in a second why, because it makes sense. I made him a coffee, and I remember him spitting it out and looking at me like, this coffee fucking sucks, make it again. And I was like, okay, let me go make you another coffee, sir. Let me go do that. And walking down them stairs, I'm like, damn motherfucker. I said, who the fuck? I'm like,
who is this guy?
In my head, I'm like, if you weren't a fighter, man. But it's funny, as I grew, I kind of got on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
It's like funny, people come in, they still got to sit at the front desk. And it's not like it's, excuse my language, bitch work or nothing, but it's like, it teaches you to serve other people
100%.
and be selfless in a way, right? Because it's like, you know, some people take it the wrong way. Like, hey, can you give me a coffee? It'd be like, well, I gotta get you a coffee. You can get your own damn coffee, you know. But it's a simple thing, but it's true. And it's funny looking back, it's like even moments like that I joke about, it's like, damn, I kind of learned something from that, you know? And there's a reason for it. And we still do it to this day. Like, don't be wrong, they don't sit down there for months. But it's like, you got to learn the basics of services, like the, you know, hey, how are you? Who are you here to see?
Yeah.
How can I help you? Can I get you water? Would you like a coffee? Like, just little stuff. Because that's stuff you use every day in my life. Right, like it's, you know, people think, like I said, I think it's Jerry Maguire, but it's really just being a person.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Being a human being, yeah.
For sure. So, like I said, man, that's kind of how I got back into it, and I've been with First Round Management for, I want to say February, 3 years.
That's amazing, man.
So it's been a good ride, bro. I love it there, man. It's you know, it's not been easy, you know, but we have a really good team of people, and you know, our owner, Malky, is awesome. He's phenomenal, bro. He's a seasoned vet in this business on both NFL and MMA, and you know, I think it's been so cool to see, pick up little tidbits from him and other people. I always tell the new agents or interns, it's like, if you can take a page out of my book, take a page out of his book, take a page out of their book, hers, everyone's book, and then include it in your book. Yeah. Because just like what works for me might not work for you. Yeah. But what works for you might not work for me. But there might be some things that you do that I can say.
Pick up from
everybody.
Yeah,
like, you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
And I did that like for the first few months. I was like, I would just listen in and hear these different things. And it's like, you know your own personality. I know my own personality. So it's like, I know what things are me and what things aren't me. One thing about me is I'm not going to be anyone I'm not. I'm like straight to the point. Yeah. Like no chaser. Like I'm not candy coated, nothing. I am what I am, bro. You know? So yeah, I think it's been great, man. I love it. I've obviously grew pretty fast. Started as an intern, now I'm director of NIL for, I think since it's open, since it started. So NFL agent as well, so helping on that side, and it's been good, man. You know, you learn things. You honestly learn new things every day, which is cool.
How many athletes currently do you represent?
I would say like 30 plus. 30 plus. But it's a lot of them are now guys. Yeah. So, but I also am like very hands-on with other guys too, you know, because I do marketing and stuff like that. So it's like, are they my own clients? No. Do I treat them like my own clients? Of course. Yeah. Because I want to give them the best treatment possible. Right. And that's the best thing about FRM is we might have 5 different people, 5 different agents. It don't matter whose client it is. It's FRM's client. Yeah. So like if I could service your client or do something for your client, I will do it. But my own, like 30. Wow. A lot of them are NIL guys, the top dogs coming up, and some NFL guys too. So working on a nice draft class.
So I want you to take me through what is you just told us you have like 30 plus clients. Take me, what is the daily routine for you as a sports agent dealing with all these NIL guys and NFL guys?
Yeah. That's like, honestly, that's one of like the most asked questions. And, you know, as I said, I just got through being a guest speaker at a class at FIU, and that was the first question someone asked me. It's like, what is your day-to-day? And truth be told, I don't have a day-to-day. Like, and that it's not to sound lazy, but my point is like, yes, don't get me wrong, you have tasks to do every day. You have outreach and schedule phone calls and schedule meetings and emails and feedback from this and that and all kinds of stuff. You got to run, you know, like I'm the director of NIL, so I got to stay on top of my guys and check in with them. But it's also like, you know, I got 30 guys. Stuff comes up every day. Yeah. So sometimes it's like you might have 5 things to do, and then by noon, those 5 things are like down here, and you got 10 other things to do, and you're just like this, just crossing it off. You know, but like I said, I go back there from RIM, it's like a lot of guys need different things, and we are very resourceful in the aspect of like, we have a very big team of people that, hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you help me with this? And like, I'm the first one to always help anybody with something, especially if they don't have the answer, you know, the answer to the test. I want to give you the answer to the test. So, you know, I would say generally speaking, it's a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. Shoot, I'm a guy with 2 phones. So I've had it where I'm on the phone with one, and I'm like, okay, hold on. Hello? You know, like,
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's like it really does get like that. No, don't get me wrong, not like all the time, but it happens coincidentally. Like your phones will ring at the same time. A lot of phone calls, a lot of emails, a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of check-ins, a lot of negotiations, a lot of different things. I mean, these things go in ebbs and flows. You kind of know what's coming, you know. So it's like 3 or so weeks ago, we were worried about roster cutdown in the NFL. So it's like you're prepping yourself for, hey, 4 o'clock on this day, we might have some guys that get snipped.
Yeah.
And whatever you got to do, forget it, because we got to focus on this.
Yeah.
You know, so also, you know, college football, the transfer portal nowadays, you know when it's open and when it's closed.
Yeah.
You know in your head which client has told you, hey, maybe I do not want to play at this specific school, and maybe what schools you've called for that client.
Yeah.
So, you know, you are preparing yourself for that. So, you know, it's really just, it's like, I don't want to say it's seasonal because that's like lazy, but like, you know what's going to come, but also at the same time, things pop up every day, right? I mean, unfortunately, injuries happen. Players get traded, players get cut, players are unhappy. I mean, the thing is, like, people say, what do you do? It's like, yeah, I'm an agent. I negotiate contracts. I negotiate marketing deals. I handle their PR. I handle pretty much everything for them, which does include like a therapist, like a doctor, like a, you know, like a, not a lawyer, because I'm not a lawyer, but you get my point. Like,
it's their every day-to-day
like,
stuff.
Yes, trust me, don't get me wrong. Have I had a guy call me about a parking ticket? Hey, OG, hey, pay the parking ticket, all right? You know, like, just pay the parking ticket. But like, you'll get it, you know? And it's like, I like to be, I always tell my guys, I'm a full-service agent. Yeah. Like, if you call me with something, I'm not going to, I'll get
try
that
to help
later.
you out,
like,
figure it out.
Let me get the damn answer for you. Because if I don't, I understand this business is very competitive. If I don't get the answer for you, there's 10 other guys waiting for me to slip up that will probably try to get the answer for you. So, you know, the day-to-day, I know I kind of got off a little bit off topic, but like, the day-to-day is, it's kind of what it is. It's accumulation of just
anything happens,
Yeah, it's not like, you know, it's not, there's no 96 punch in the clock.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I can't keep a woman in my life, is because, you know, I have clients on the West Coast, and they call me at 12 o'clock, and it's 9 o'clock their time. Who's calling? It's like, hey, hold on, I got to take this one. The Niners are calling me. Or, hey, my guy at the, you know, XYZ college team is calling me. Oregon State or something is calling me. You know, you got to think, like, 11 their time is 2 o'clock our time. It's our time. You know, so it's like, your job is to be available. You know, and it's like, don't get me wrong, if I'm sleeping or something, like, I'm sleeping. I can't.
Man, that just reminds me. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme. It's literally it's a couple in bed. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, he's probably cheating on me." And then he goes in his.
I'm worried about negotiation.
Yeah, and he was like, "Who do I start in my fantasy tomorrow?"
Yeah, literally, like, it's similar to that. It's like, I mean, obviously I'm joking with that, but it's like, it's true. It's very time consuming. Luckily, like, I tell parents and players, you know, I'm recruiting. I'm like, look, one thing you'll know about me is I'm a single guy. I'm energetic. I don't got kids. Yeah. I don't got a wife.
You're putting all your time into it.
All I got is a black lab, and she's a sweetheart. So I don't really worry about her. Yeah. She's not gonna get in the way of anything. Okay. So, you know, it's very time consuming, but there's no clock. You know, some people. Normal people, they get off at 6 o'clock on Friday.
9 to 5.
On Friday, they're chilling Saturday and Sunday. Me, I got to watch college football games. I got to watch NFL games. I got to talk throughout that whole weekend. And, you know, so it's really a 365-day a year job, but it's what you sign up for. And it's a thrill of the deal. You know, I love it.
100%.
So
now, this is a very delicate question.
Okay.
You don't have to answer it.
Probably not going to answer it if it's that delicate, but sure.
What is the situation around
I knew it's coming.
Jonathan Taylor?
I cannot comment on that, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I respect that. 100%.
It's not.
100%, bro.
Cannot. I will just say TBD. That's
okay. We'll be waiting. We'll be waiting and watching and seeing what happens.
Sorry, man.
Hey, luckily, I'm not a Dolphins fan, so
we'll see. You know,
I'm okay with that.
Obviously, you know, things are being worked on. You know, so it's a day-to-day process. It's been a long process. So, JT's a great guy.
Yeah.
We're working hard for him, and you know, the good guys always win.
Yeah.
So he'll get back on top. So you know, just got to get healthy and stuff like that. And we'll be good.
Respect that. Now, what is the biggest challenge that you see still with NIL?
That's a good one. Wow, that's a really good one. Man, it's so general too. Can you give me like an example, or like, okay, you want to talk like marketing wise, or like,
Marketing.
Holistically wise?
It can be both. It can be marketing wise, whichever route you want to take it.
Okay, I'll give you both. Marketing. I think the biggest challenge is, and the thing is, I don't have this challenge really because I'm very upfront with guys. Some guys will see a guy at Alabama get a bunch of deals, and he is having a better year.
And he's like, I want that.
Why can't I get the Nike deal, or why can't I get the Beats by Dre deal? And it's like, because you play at Tulane or you play at FIU.
Yeah.
And sometimes guys, this is like, you can ask every client of mine. I bet you on the first phone call ever I get on with them, I tell them, I am the guy that is going to tell you what you need to hear,
Right.
and not what you want to hear. So if you are looking for, excuse my language, if you're looking for a guy that's looking to blow smoke up your ass and make you feel good, it's not me. I'm sorry. Because I'm going to shoot you straight. I'm going to set your expectation, because if not in the end, who gets the blame? Me. You said this. No.
Yeah.
From day one, this has been the expectation. So I think it's very, I think the challenge just becomes like setting the expectation, right? And some guys like it, and some guys don't. And they have to understand, like, not every deal is for them. And, you know, on the marketing side, it's so important to be genuine and organic. Like, I just was saying this in the class. I'll use this example. It's like, if you like strawberry ice cream, I'm not going to get you a chocolate ice cream deal.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't like chocolate ice cream. Now, unless chocolate ice cream is paying you a fat-ass check, cool, then maybe you like chocolate ice cream that day.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm going to get you strawberry ice cream,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to get you a deal for strawberry ice cream, right? And it's like a stupid analogy, but, like, it's understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So, you know, I mean, a lot of guys, I want this car deal, or I want this and that, and why does this guy get it? It's like, because he's at Texas. He's in the SEC.
Yeah.
He's at Oklahoma. He's at USC.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. Like, you know, like, for example, a kid, let's use an example. San Diego State, right? Man, this dude at USC is getting this. I'm in Cali. You're not at USC, bro.
Yeah.
And that's just because they have the brand market value. Like, bro, think about, there's probably more marketable kids at FIU than there is at UM on that team. The UM kid will always probably get the deal.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got this behind them. And you can't really even use this. But it's like when you talk about a kid who plays for UM, in the back of people's head, oh, shoot, that's the guy that plays for UM.
They have the brand.
You get me?
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll give you an example. Rivaldo Fairweather, right? That is my client. I had repped him at FIU, tight end. We did some good deals for him, made him some good money at FIU. But when he got to Auburn, oh yeah, it makes things a little bit easier. You know, you're just in a bigger, you know,
bigger market.
You're playing in 90,000 versus.
Yeah.
So, I think that schools have a very let's go grab every best player, even though we might even have players, and it can affect the dynamic of the team. It can affect the player's future, because guys get, you know, they get a 6-figure check to go play at a school, and then when it comes down to season, where they were a star at their last school, they're now a backup.
Yeah, and it can make the difference of them being looked at.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah, you took the money and you at that school.
Yeah.
But like, you're not a guy, and now you got to work to be the guy again when you were the guy already. So, I think the biggest challenge is obviously, like, on my end, is you got to find the genuine fits. You know, obviously, I've been around this game. I can weed through the bullshit of coaches and collectors and all this. Like, you know, well, he's going to be the best player here ever. I'm like, I don't even want to hear that. Like, tell me he has to compete a little bit, you know, like, or tell me the opportunity. Lay it out, like lay it out. And tell me how he fits, you know, like, with Rivaldo, give an example with him, is like they were very elaborate on like, you fit us because you are a fit here because we want you because you will grow here because look at this, watch this. We want you because like very understandable,
yeah.
right? Like rather than schools like, you know, you're the best player in the country. We want you. Here's an NIL package.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's not, you're going to be miserable. And it's some guys never make that money and they've never seen it. So it's hard for them to listen to a guy like me. Especially for a guy that doesn't charge on any of this. My advice is, to me, is I get zero from this.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm really trying to push you to make the best decision.
Yeah.
And so it's tough, man. I you know, at the end of the day, I tell the guys, like, boss, this is your decision. I could tell you to go left. If you go right, I'm still rocking with you.
Yeah.
I gotta rock with you, boss.
Yeah.
But, you know, just know, I will tell you I told you so. And not to be nasty, but it's just like sometimes guys need that where it's like, all right, you ready to listen now? Because like this is my career.
You showed them the path.
I'm not in this to screw you.
Yeah.
They will screw you.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that's a challenge, but also it's not the biggest challenge. I think it just sucks to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't really happen to any of our players. Never had a really player that left and hasn't played or been a big impact, but I have definitely seen it
Happen.
from other players. And you hear it through other players. Like players you rep, oh, this guy's going to go to this school. And I'm like, oh, man, why?
Yeah, bad
He's
decision.
going there?
Yeah.
Like, you know who they got there?
Yeah.
They got this. He thinks he's going to play with those guys? You know, and it's just truthful.
Yeah.
And that's why it goes to, like I was saying, is I got to be the guy that tells you what you need to hear. Because, like, I'm not scared to tell a player, oh, this school's offering me. You're not the best position in that. You're not the best player at that position at the school.
Yeah.
And they're like, what you mean? They're offering me. You're not the best player in that room. I'm sorry. You could be. But why are you going to go there when you could be the star?
Yeah.
You could be the Holy Grail. You could be the star at the Christmas tree. And you just going to go to school and be the ornament at the bottom. Doesn't make sense.
True.
You know, so that's why my guys usually listen and it works out for them. But it sucks to see that, man, because it is, like, unfortunately, a little transactional at times. It is very, like, ticky-tacky. Like, they're offering this, we're offering that. And I'm sitting here like, that's great and all, but, like, he fits at this school, so whatever they're offering, we're going to negotiate it. But it's the fit, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Now, what would you say is your ultimate goal as an agent? Like, what is the end line? What is your...
I think it's so cliche, man, but I'm in it to be the best.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. And I say that with everything in me. Like, I don't do shit to be average.
Yeah.
I don't do shit to be good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to be the guy. Like, full transparency. I say that with everything I love. Like, you could tell the passion in my voice.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not, I don't do this to be just an agent. Like, I'm in it to be the agent. Yeah. I'm trying to be the guy that walks in the room and like, oh, shit. Oh, shit, he's here. Who's he meeting with? Oh, shit, he's meeting with the guy that we just met with. That's what I'm trying to be. And it's like I kind of had that approach from day one. I was told, like, Alex and Izzy last year were the first draft picks I had, my first class. You know, I told them when I signed up for NIL, like, I give you, you know, X amount of days. Because I told them straight up, like, if I was you, I don't know if I'd sign with me. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, but if I was you and I knew who I was, you bet your ass I'm signing with me. And I said, there's no one that's going to work harder than you. There's no one that's going to love you harder, and there's no one that's going to, like, ride with you harder. Ups, downs, in-betweens, all around, I'm with you, boss. If you're down, I'm down. I'm not going to be like, all right, yeah, good luck next week. No, like, let's get right. Let's get back on track. And, man, I told those guys, like, work with me for X amount of days. If it's a non-exclusive contract. If you don't like it, fire me. Get rid of me. I'll shake your hand.
That's what I like, man. Like, just your honesty.
I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
And you know what? It'll be no hard feelings. I said, but I will put money on it that when I call you back, you're going to laugh at me. And sure enough, I called both those guys and said, hey, you know, it's about that time, you know.
Yeah.
No, we you know, and it was like jokes, but you know, the point is like I'm a firm believer in you gotta bet on yourself. Like if your back's against the corner, like, and all you got is to double down or go all in, like I'm going all in. Like I'd rather land on my face than play safe. Like fuck that.
100%.
Like that's just not. That's how I was raised, bro.
Yeah.
Like kind of eat or survive.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, I don't really. I think my biggest fear is getting complacent. You know, like I don't think I'll ever be one of those guys that's, not to say like I want 500 clients. No, I don't want 500 clients.
Yeah.
But if you can give me 20 of the best players in the NFL, oh man, I mean, I'm where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, man, I think it's just really, the goal is what I'm doing now too, though. It's just changing guys' lives. Like I'm trying to make seers believers. You know, it's like, but it's to the truth. You know, like if you do this, this will happen. You know, most should happen. You know, and it's like you're going in the pre-draft process. I tell guys, it's like, I know about you, like you know about you. I might know about you like no one on the planet does. But let me tell you, I'm not waking up at 6 o'clock to go work out. I'm not going back to work out and run in the afternoon. I'm not going to interview with teams at the combine. Don't get me wrong, I'll talk with teams at the combine on your behalf. Yeah. But I'm not sitting in the boiler room with, you know, GM and head coach. You got to do that. Yeah. You got to do it. You can't fake it no more. Yeah. Like this is the money time. So if you ain't going to do it, this won't work. Yeah. And you know, that's why, like, realistically, I really try to recruit a specific type of player, and not even a player, but a person, and a specific type of family, and guys who just got their head on straight, because it makes my life a lot easier. Man, there is, I say this respectfully, there is some damn knuckleheads out there.
Oh, I can guarantee. Yeah,
and
guarantee.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah. But it's just like, I could never do it. Yeah. Because I'm like the agent for a specific player. Yeah. Like I tell guys all the time, especially on intro calls, right? Because a lot of people in my business, they get on the phone with the kid one time, like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's when you got all the good shit to say. No shit. They should like you, you know? It's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th call when you really figure out, like, okay, like, I can rock with this guy. Yeah. You know? You get to know them more. Because kids, just like agents, not kids, I mean to call them kids, players, just like agents, can fool you. And one phone call, I could tell a kid everything he wants to hear, and he's like, man, that's the guy from me. Shit, that guy's the best. Or you could let a kid, oh, I'm so humble and care about this, and you're like, man, this kid's awesome. And then 3 days later, he has a domestic abuse or something. You're like, okay, doing some reckless stuff. Wow, you pulled the wool right over my eyes. You know, so it's really a big relationship based business. But you know, when you say what's the goal, I think it's just really building good, genuine relationships on and off the field with the best players in the country. That's really it.
Now, last question. We're 2 weeks into the NFL season. I want to get your take. Who do you think right now is the most dangerous team through 2 weeks?
You're pulling at my my home team heartstrings here. I want to say the Dolphins, but I don't think it's the Dolphins. Man, I would have said the Jets, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. No way. I don't think the Bills are the same Bills.
I agree with that.
I think the Chiefs.
He's a Patriot. It's definitely not the Patriot.
No, definitely not the Patriots. No way. Not even fucking close. You guys won't win like 7 games. Sure. The Chiefs are always going to be good. They're always like, you know, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. It's like, okay, cool. Patrick Mahomes is a wizard. Of course, they're great. I really think the most dangerous team is the Eagles. Like the Eagles are so deep, top to bottom.
That hurts my heart, man.
Okay, I'm a Dolphins fan too, but I'm a realist. They are so electric at pretty much every position, offense and defense. Like, you got to think. Yeah. Your quarterback is Hurts. They have a situation where obviously they have 2 number 1 receivers. Yeah. But the grand scheme of things, like, your number 2 receiver is either Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown. Yeah. And Dallas Goedert, and like they are so damn electric as a team. I gotta say the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. One of my close
I
boys
hate
that
the
I work
Eagles, bro.
with, Garrett, he's like such an Eagles fan. And I like hate to give him like props, and I know if he sees this, he's gonna bust my balls. But like, I think dangerous. Like if that team can get rolling, dude, they're so hard. They would be so hard to beat.
I agree
and
with that.
especially because they had that chip on their shoulder. Man, they lost.
Yeah.
They lost in the ship.
Yeah.
Bro, losing at a Super Bowl, that don't feel good.
Yeah.
And you returned a lot of that team. And then in the offseason, you brought in some really good pieces. Had a good draft. Went and got Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I always joke with when I talk to the Eagles, any scout or anyway, I'm like, is it even worth asking you about guys in college? Because I know you guys just drafted the University of Georgia. So is it worth me asking you about players at other schools? Because I think you're just going to draft Georgia's best players every year. So, yeah, man, you really got to think like top to bottom. That team is.
You don't think Dallas can run with them?
Dallas?
Yeah.
Not any chance. Not any near the ends of Y, bro. Any chance.
Man, you're hurt. I'm even a diehard Cowboys fan, man.
Cowboys are good, man, but it's just not. It's not.
Now I don't know.
It just depends on how Dak plays. And look, if you're such a diehard Cowboys fan, and I love Dak, right? I'm not here to talk shit about that.
Yeah,
but it's just like Dak is, when he's on, he's on. He's not, he's on.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, bro, you guys had Trayvon Diggs blow his ACL today.
Yep.
That's a big blow.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, obviously, you know, prayers to him, you know, for sure. But it's so hard to tell week 3 because, look, there's so many games to play.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the office. It's like, bro, there's so many injuries this year. And I think,
Yeah.
obviously, it's a physical sport, but, like, I swear, like, it's either me or, like, there's just more injuries this year than ever. Like, guys are getting hurt left and right. Like, every week, it's like a big name is down.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers week 1.
That was insane.
Trayvon Diggs. Like, bro, Chubb, Dobbins. You know, it's like, bro, Chubb, damn.
That was terrible.
Horrible, bro. So, you know, it's tough, but
we'll see.
Know.
I mean, again, we're only entering week 3. There's still a lot of football.
A lot of football left.
A lot of football left.
Sure.
But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. My man, Shawn O'Gorman.
My man.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Appreciate
you, brother.
You guys.
And we'll see you guys for a brand new installment soon.
All right, guys.